Hey, what's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope-A-Dope Report. I'm your host, Chris Carlson. This is a prediction video for the Ricky Burns-Michael Katsidis fight. Ricky Burns is coming up from 130. He spent a long time down there. He had that great fight against Rocky Martinez. He's fought some solid competition. I believe in like 07, 08, he fought Alex Arthur, who's okay. And, you know, he has a nice resume, a decent resume at 130. He is coming up. He feels better at 135, he says. Katsidis is coming off two back-to-back losses against Guerrero and Katsidis. I'm sorry, Guerrero and Marquez. Marquez, he knocked Marquez down, had a lot more success in that fight, whereas Guerrero just really used his length and jab and his boxing ability rather than sitting in that pocket and banging with him. That's what, a lot of people think Ricky Burns should be able to do. Outbox him, use his jab, use his hand speed. He's got a lot of energy. He's going to have more energy, or at least a fair amount anyway, because this weight, he's getting down to 130. He's been saying it's been trouble. It's been hard to train the last couple of weeks, especially the last 10 days. He says that he's going to feel a lot stronger. So one thing, he definitely has plenty of energy. I guess in that Rocky Martinez-Ricky Burns fight, the thing I did see, though, is Rocky Martinez really getting to him. Now, don't get me wrong. He won the fight and he fought back plenty. It's just, to me, Martinez is a good come-forward fighter. But if you look at his resume, it's okay. But he hasn't really fought a lot of the top guys at 130 either. And his style is a little bit more crude than Katsidis. Katsidis started out very crude, but I think he's tightened up his guard. He closes off the ring and cuts off the ring better than Martinez. He's got quick feet. He'll come in, land that left to the body, left to the head, much like he did in the Kevin Mitchell fight. He's got a nice right hand. He can take a lot of punches. He has seen a lot of skilled guys. He lost the Casamayor fight in 08 or 07. I think it was 3 years ago, something like that, a little over 3 years ago. But he knocked him out of the ring. He got back into the fight, and he was actually winning the fight and then got knocked out. He's fought Juan Diaz, a guy that comes with a lot of punching power and not punching power, but a lot of output. And has boxing skills, has a good jab. Like I said, what he did with Marquez. A guy like Vincent, Escobedo. Escobedo is a guy that a lot of people thought would outbox him. He got to him. He weared him down, just like Kevin Mitchell. I'm not trying to say that he can't outbox him. A lot of people can outbox Katsidis. It's just, usually, in my opinion, you got to be pretty top level at it. Guerrero has a lot of skill and height and a great jab. We know Marquez, don't even got to talk about that. Casamayor 3 years ago was different than a guy now. Very dangerous, very skillful, though, especially from the outside. So it's one of those things that who's better at what? The thing about Burns is he can box with the best of them and sit on the outside and land that jab and get his combos off. But the thing is, he likes to brawl a little bit too. He likes to mix it up, and he got buzzed plenty of times in that fight with Martinez, and that's something that I think that will haunt him. I think that'll be the difference of the fight. Is Burns a better boxer than Katsidis is a better come-forward fighter? In my opinion, I think Katsidis has made leaps and maybe not leaps and bounds. That's going over the top. But Katsidis has really improved his game. Now, the thing about Katsidis, though, he took a lot of punches over his career. He's been in a lot of brawls. He took a lot of punches against Guerrero. The jab was in his face all day long. And then the Marquez fight was a war. So I could see Katsidis slowing down a bit. And maybe that will be the difference. Maybe that'll be the difference. He's not as fresh as he has been and as aggressive as he has been because of Ricky Burns' skill to keep him on the outside. I just don't know. Ricky Burns hasn't fought anybody at 130. At 135. This is the first fight at 135 in a while. I know he's probably weighed in at, this weight, but no one good. And if you look at his 130 resume, it's okay, but it's really not that great. So being able to survive against Guerrero, does that mean something? Maybe it doesn't, because he just survived. He didn't win the fight. He barely won a round. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think Guerrero and Burns are on the same level. But I think this is going to be a fun fight, and there's going to be moments where it's going to be back and forth, and I think Burns will have moments where he's going to want to throw punches and mix it up, and I think that'll probably be the difference right there. It'll definitely be a style-make fights, the come-forward fighter against the guy that can box a little bit. But how much will he box, and how much will he want to brawl at some point? That'll be the question. I'm going with Katsidis by decision. You know, if he got knocked out, I wouldn't be surprised with Burns. I wouldn't be shocked or anything like that. But I think Burns is steady enough and strong enough and has enough technique. And it seems like even in that Martinez fight, when he would get buzzed, he would fight back and brawl back and actually get on Martinez. So I see it a decision, and I'm going with Katsidis. Make sure you check out Samara. She's going to be covering this fight for ropadoperadio.com. You can follow her on Twitter and Facebook. Make sure you check her out, and also make sure you check out ropadoperadio.com. You can listen to the interviews there, full podcast, the show. Obviously, we have press releases, articles, boxing odds. You can keep up with your fantasy stats as well. We're actually on the last week before the championship rounds. The playoffs start. The championship rounds start next week. So this is a big weekend for fantasy boxing. Really appreciate everybody that's given us support for fantasy boxing and just in general at ropadoperadio.com. Peace.